Good evening, everybody. We have a little thing to talk about today, and it has been a while since I made a video about on reclaiming your masculinity, but due to my inactivity, it has been a while. But we are going to talk about something that has been popping up not only around TikTok but everywhere else, especially on YouTube, and the response on this is rather hilarious. The amount of sheer stupidity is something I could not have foreseen coming at all. Now, you guys know a little bit about Sprinkle Sprinkle, the little girl that calls herself Shira7, being busy trying to finesse men in the best way possible, trying to teach other women how to finesse men, yada yada yada. Now, of course, it does not go without the Narcanese language. Now, what is Narcanese language? Some of them call it sign language, some of them call it different. I call it Narcanese because it's basically deflection, gaslighting, manipulation, insult, shame, etc. And it's a whole package. What they don't realize is how obvious it is. But of course, they don't realize it because it requires a minimum IQ of at least around 60. People who are, according to the dictionary, an imbecile, because they have an IQ below 75, are even somewhat capable of seeing through that. So imagine somebody who is incapable, what logical conclusion would you draw in case of their intelligence? But hey, without further ado, let's review some of this work I have got from Logical Dating 101 reactions. And this brother is reviewing somebody that is having, let's say, brain diarrhea. So without further ado, let's start and let me comment on it.
Apparently, lonely men on the internet are saying drizzle drizzle as a response to sprinkle sprinkle, which is like that whole women empowerment movement online.
Okay, women empowerment movement. So Sprinkle Sprinkle is the one who finesses men, who actually, let me put it this, yeah, just put it simple, finesses men. That's basically it. So that girl is teaching other women how to make sure that they can, yeah, involuntarily steal a man's money. What do I mean by that? I don't know if it makes sense in that kind of way, but manipulating men so far that they take their money. Now, here's the most beautiful part. So she called these guys lonely men. With that logic, all the women from Shira 7, the little girl, Sprinkle Sprinkle, are lonely women. With this logic, all the men are now in a man empowerment movement. While that movement is the movement. It's just a mocking parody, making fun and mocking these types of females for their sheer stupidity, not realizing how much people understand this. And now they're putting it into perspective. Now you get girls like her incapable of drawing a logical conclusion what that may be, sprouting her nonsense about something she had never experienced, using her brain for once.
Started by the sprinkle sprinkle lady. I actually don't know her name.
So you don't know her name, but you call her Sprinkle Sprinkle lady. First of all, she's not a lady. A lady is somebody with manners, etiquette, integrity, etc. Something that she lacks, without a doubt, such as you.
mean no disrespect by it. All the power to her. Keep doing what you're doing. If it's
Oh, that's funny. Keep doing what you're doing. All the power to her. Meanwhile, she's trying to make men feel bad. I don't know how you're trying to do that. You're just making you're just making yourself look like a fool, if that already didn't happen. But all the power to her, while the guys are doing the same as a mockery. So we got a first class how to tell you're a misandrist without telling you're a misandrist. Great job.
teaching women to take their power back, I'm all for it.
So in other words, the guys taking their power back just by going by her logic. Of course, like I said, this is just a parody, but by her logic, the men taking their power back isn't good only if women do it. Make it make sense. How to tell you're a misandrist without telling you're a misandrist.
But
So wait a minute. You don't know anything about sprinkle sprinkle, and you don't know anything about drizzle drizzle, but all you heard about sprinkle sprinkle is it's supposedly women's empowerment. Keep on going, but when men come back with satire even
Yes.
about drizzle drizzle, then it's, oh, you guys are lonely and you guys are having problems getting women. You see how dumb that sounds?
Not only that, but that already explains to me that she is lonely and single. Because you cannot use those words without it applying to you when the same thing happens to you. See, here is the thing, projection 101. Always accuse somebody of the very thing that you're suffering for or are guilty of. Period. Projection 101. I'm going to accuse you for something that applies to me. And from the looks of it, I cannot even be surprised if she tells us that she's single for 10 years because, yeah, not only her appearance as well as her personality, this is that giveaway.
This is why drizzle drizzle is in effect, because women like you don't understand that the sprinkle sprinkle doesn't even make a whole lot of sense.
Exactly.
Not at all.
In response to this 4B movement where women are deciding they don't want men, they don't need men, they're just
Right.
gonna boycott men altogether. These men
Yeah, I wonder how you're going to do that. First of all, the men that you're dependent on are the ones who came up with Kentucky Fried Chicken, KFC, in this word, MD, McDonald's, and of course, your big K, Burger King. From the looks of it, you are dependent on them. Second of all, you trying to boycott men, you don't need any help with that. Trust me with that. It's not that you are boycotting the man, it's you never had a chance. And because you're incapable to admit that, the first thing you have to resort to is gaslighting by making it seem as if you're the one who is getting at them by boycotting them. You don't need no man. First of all, girl, if anything, I would say none of the guys want you. They don't even need you, which is why you're mad. I can do the shaming as well. I can do the shaming as well. Let me put it this way. Everything you can do, I can do it better.
men are now saying drizzle drizzle, and I feel like I'm being pulled into it because they're starting to comment that my comment section of my videos simply because I'm a woman. Here's my
Oh, simply because you're a woman. You know why she said that? Again, projection 101. Because she is guilty of misandry. She has to think and make herself believe that because of the comments she's receiving, it's because she's a woman. Because that's what she would do if she would drop a comment on a man's channel, is because he's a man. Projection 101. I'll be accusing you of the very thing that I'm guilty of. Remember, accusations equals confessions. Period.
thing about it.
No, it's because you're saying silly stuff like this.
Yes.
Uneducated, commented takes like this. That's why they're doing that.
How are you not embarrassed?
Oh, that's ironic. How are you not embarrassed? Are you that slow in your head? Yes. Apparently you are. Now let me put it this way. Somebody who is slow in the head cannot draw the conclusion that her embarrassment is embarrassing. Some people would require self-reflection for it and self-awareness. If you're not self-aware, you lack the intelligence, critical thinking, etc., you will not be able to draw the conclusion. So technically, I'm not surprised that she drops that comment that bold, accusing not feeling embarrassed.
Saying drizzle drizzle.
How are
All
you not
that
embarrassed being
me
uneducated?
Is that you
Yeah, exactly. How are you not embarrassed being uneducated? But also, how are you not feeling embarrassed standing up for Sprinkle Sprinkle? But Drizzle Drizzle is the exact same thing, and I'm supposed to feel embarrassed for that as a man? Not that I'm guilty of it, because technically I'm not even going to make a mockery out of that, because they're already mocking themselves. I'm not even needing to humiliate them. They're already humiliating themselves towards us men in general. But for someone to say it like that is equivalent to me saying, how can you not be humiliated eating, let's say, a cheeseburger, something that I really think that she does on a daily basis, while having a big cheeseburger in my hand. That wouldn't make any sense, but this is what she's doing. And she's not even aware that people can think and use their brain and see right through it because she's incapable. Again, projection. Because she thinks she's incapable of doing it, she thinks that everyone else doesn't use their brain the way we do.
Can't make it enough to rain.
Yikes.
That's what drizzling is. When water's falling
She doesn't understand even the concept of a sprinkle.
from the sky, but it's not even worth calling it rain. It's
Yeah, imagine that. It's not even worth calling it rain. It's not even worth calling it water. When it sprinkles, yeah, I guess you made a lot of sense. I think there are people who shouldn't be even getting a platform. I think there should be at least a minimum IQ test before they allow somebody to, let's say, even drop a comment, let alone making a video about this. But of course, that would require an intelligent team on TikTok. TikTok does have, let me put it this way, and not to be misandrist. Remember back in the old days when taking a dump on women was not allowed, but on men, that was no problem at all.
just a drizzle.
Ma'am.
Like, it's not even raining outside enough to water
Yeah, but how was this even an argument? What are you trying to get at?
your plants, but it's drizzling enough to dirty your car after you washed it. Drizzle, drizzle.
What do you think sprinkle sprinkle is? It
Exactly.
would be the same thing. You guys really have to get the context and understanding of drizzle. When
That is if they can catch it. That is if they can understand it. For something like that, people would require a brain. And trust me, somebody like me, who is Dutch, I understand English language even better than she does. Like I said, she has no problem being single. She doesn't. That doesn't even require effort of her.
you go into Starbucks
Why do you think she
and you
looks like
ask
that
for a
and
drizzle
talks like
of
that?
something, they drizzle it on top.
Exactly.
So in that vernacular, drizzle would be more than sprinkle. What are you talking about right now?
Drizzle, drizzle, because we don't know what it really feels like when she's.
Yikes.
That's the one.
That's
That's it. You guys want to stick with that?
Wow. She thinks gaslighting still works. So she tries to gaslight herself and other people, making it seem as if something else means something completely different in order to not reflect on herself. Now, why does she reply the way she did? Is because she's guilty of everything that the Drizzle Drizzle movement is mocking. Mocking. And she feels like it's a personal attack, so she has to retaliate. It does not sit well with girls like this to just let it go when she feels like she's being targeted. So she thinks that the only thing she can do is making men who make a mockery out of them feel bad. Well, good luck with that. I can tell you one thing is sure. None of them will ever feel bad. Especially by the way you look. And I'm going to make a mockery of that as well. I'm not even feeling sorry about that. Think about this for a second. I'm sticking up for you guys, by the way. Something that you guys also need to do for once. A lot of guys don't even think about, sticking up for another brother. Some of y'all do, some of y'all don't. But one thing is sure, is that this movement, finally, for some reason, is uniting a man a little bit more. And it exposes these dumbass girls who do not, I repeat, do not have the ability to rationalize everything, to logically analyze everything, to reflect upon it, self-reflect, etc., to draw a conclusion not only of the sheer ridiculousness of the whole movement that she's supporting, but also the ridiculousness of her attacks on a movement that mocks her movement, which is essentially the way she's explaining it by projecting what she is herself. A lonely girl that is single, incapable to get a man, incapable to get somebody who is actually interested in her because she's an uninteresting, repulsive female with an IQ far below average that should not be procreating with anyone at all. Now, I'm gonna cut this video not short because it's only been 15 minutes right now, but I'm gonna cut this video to the end. Why? Because I'm going to get back on this video in the future. It may be even sorry about that, guys. It can be in a couple of months. Now, why do I constantly saying blah, 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 like that? Is because, well, I had not so great of a night's sleep, my own fault. I was kind of busy with my books, I was kind of busy with a lot of things, and eventually I will be here not only doing daily videos but also showing my face. Not only that, but I'll be mopping the floor with anyone who thinks that I may look in a particular way and surprising them by how I actually look, how actually tall I am, etc., etc. Taking away every part of their failed attempts to possibly insult me, just to make it seem that I'll just show it later on, guys. So, guys, thank you for listening to me. I'm gonna see you in the next video. Have a great day. I will get back to this topic April 4th, 10 in the morning. And 2024, of course. And I'll see you later. Have a great day, guys.